Good evening. My name is Sara Schrempp, and I am going to be Max's teacher this year for his 8th grade year here at Epic. I want to say thank you for meeting me this evening. It warms my heart knowing that Max has supportive parents, adults in his life that want to see him do well in his future. There are some areas of concern that I do have. We just took our second quarter pre-algebra assessment. And before I say any more, I would love to share my screen with you so you would know what I am talking about. Can you see it? Good. As you can tell, this is Max, the 8th grade math pre-algebra quarter 2 test. His score was a 10 out of a 42, which means he scored an overall 24%. Over here below his score, you're going to see letters and symbols such as PAN 1.1. Those are just the standards that he was tested over. And over here, you will see that he either got 1 out of 2 correct, 0 out of 2. And next to his score, or the points he earned, is you'll see if he got near mastery or if he got 0 out of 2. You'll notice that he needs remediation, meaning he needs extra help or that he may not understand what he's doing in a certain area. Knowing this, I went ahead and took it upon myself to go through and see which questions that Max missed. And you'll notice that each question has a standard listed above it. And you'll also see that each question has worth a point, 1 point worth of credit towards his final score. And as I noticed that the further along I got, he was missing more and more of these questions and standards. And you'll notice that he missed the majority of the questions, starting from question 21 all the way to question 42. And some of these standards are standards that I find fundamental and foundational in the subject of pre-algebra. And when I say foundational, these are just the building blocks of what Max needs to be successful in not just pre-algebra, pre-calculus, geometry, trig, and whatever else that he wants to do in the future. And while I was looking through these standards and these questions, I noticed that there are key foundational, like beginning foundational skills that he may not be grasping. So we're going to take a look at standard PAGM 1.1, and we're also going to look at PAGM 1.2. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you for just a moment. Do you have any questions so far? I know I may be going a little fast. No, you're good? Awesome. I'll go ahead and continue on then. Let's go ahead and share my screen. And here we are. And sorry if I get into a sing-song voice. I'm sorry. I just sing a lot. Kind of keeps me going and happy. Now, here is a guideline, an outline of what I'm planning on working Max on within the next week or so. And if he's needing any help or any extra resources, I can reach out and find somebody that is an expert in this area. Again, this is my first year here at Epic, and I'm still learning the ropes. And my primary experience is in elementary education. And I am certified to teach through the 8th grade, but I don't have much experience in it. So I'm going to reach out to my colleagues and coworkers and see if they can help me better Max in this field. And I just want him to be able to succeed. And in order for him to do that, I may have to reach out to my friends. Sorry, I'm rambling. Some standards that I need to address with Max is the PAGM-11 and the PAGM-12. Now, PAGM-11 deals with the Pythagorean theorem, and I don't really think that Max has a full grasp on what that is. And the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And it really focuses on finding the hypotenuse of a right triangle. And that is one of the foundational skills that he needs in order to build on, so he can understand the standards that were in those first few questions that we looked at. And I'm only focusing on the Pythagorean theorem right now because that is the main skill that I'm really wanting to work with him on. Our first activity for the week is going to be a triangle show what you know. So I just want him to show me what he knows about triangles. And I'm going to show you the activity here. And it is a one at a time. So he's going to find the value of C, round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So he's going to use the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to find what C equals in this problem. And he will have 3 tries to get each question correct. Now, after 3, it will tell him the correct answer and it will move on. However, I will be able to know once he's done how many tries that he took, how long it took him. Also, after he does the show what you know in the Pythagorean theorem, I have a Pythagorean theorem intro video from YouTube. And I hope it doesn't start. It's going to start. I know it's going to start. See, it's going to load.
In this video, we're going to get introduced.
And it's a guy going through and breaking down the Pythagorean theorem and showing them what does A stand for, what does B stand for, what does C stand for, and how it all comes together. And it works out various problems, and it'll guide Max through it. And then also, I have notes that Max will be able to fill out as he watches the video. And these notes will consist of, they'll be about his vocabulary words, his keywords to know, which is the Pythagorean theorem, the hypotenuse, a right triangle, obtuse, acute, triangle. And those are going to be reviewed first thing on Tuesday. So I plan on 1 to 2 activities a day, and I don't want him to spend a whole lot of time on this, especially since he's struggling. And if he is having problems understanding what he's doing, I don't want him to be bogged down with a lot of work. Again, for Tuesday, I have another Pythagorean video. It is a review. Sorry. And then there is the 3 types of triangles sheet. And there's another Pythagorean theorem 1 at a time. So he's going to get more practice, and there's only going to be 10 questions. And again, he's going to have 3 tries. Our first meetup are in person unless you don't feel comfortable with meeting face to face. So in person, we can always do a virtual visit. Is on Wednesday. Please let me know what time or if in person is even, if you're comfortable with that. And if you're not, that is okay. If you feel like you're okay to come in person, but you want to wear a mask, by all means, please meet me and wear a mask. During our lesson for our in-person, I'm gonna want Max and you all, if you have any questions for me whatsoever, please ask them at first. And I really want to review with Max and have him ask any questions that he may have regarding what he is learning, if he's understanding it at all. And I want to be able to spend our first 10 to 15 minutes on that of our session together. Please have him bring his math notebook with him on Wednesday. We're going to be putting some more notes into that, and his color pencils. And his laptop. I'll have my laptop. So we may use my laptop, we may use his laptop, or we may just go back and forth. Then also, after we talk about any questions that he may have, or if there's things that he's not understanding, we're going to review what he did on Monday and Tuesday regarding the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to talk about our key vocabulary words. We are then going to do a little hands-on activity with dry erase boards. And I have another video for us to watch, and I have a little worksheet for him, and it's going to be, I'm only going to assign him 6 questions, and then that way he's there with me working it out, and if he has any problems, I can guide him through it. And after that, we're going to be moving on. He will have a little bit of homework from Wednesday, but not a whole lot, so it's going to be manageable for the rest of the week. And we're going to be starting an introduction to coordinate planes. This is another one of the standards that I feel really strongly that Max needs to improve on. The rest of the class is ready to move on to slopes and lines, and the coordinate pairs, X and Y axis, the coordinates of the grid. These are just things I don't feel that Max is grasping. And normally it's a pretty simple concept. And I really hope that I'm going to be able to break it down enough and hopefully guide him and help him understand what all is required when it comes to grids and coordinate planes. We're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be doing some slides, we're gonna be filling out some notes and having some fun activities in our math notebook to help him learn the key vocabulary and how everything works in a coordinate plane, so it should really break it down. And in the end, I'm going to give him a creating rectangles page, and it'll have 11 problems on it. However, I'm just going to assign the first 5. And if he's understanding it and he's catching on very quickly, I am just going to grade those 1 through 5. And then that way I know he's ready to move on to the next day's work. So that would be Thursday. And please know that if he picks up some of this super quick, I can change everything and then we can just move on. Because if he understands something, I don't want to be spending, a week on it. Another thing, on Friday, I have 2 quizzes. They're very short. It's a vocab quiz of the words that we have gone over this week. And he's going to be able to draw a picture with those definitions. So if he has issues getting his thoughts down on paper, he's going to have an opportunity to draw out what he thinks the words mean. And also, there's a weekly online assessment, and it's in the format of a one at a time. So it's going to be one question, but he's not going to have any chances to try and get it correct. It's going to be one, and then once he's done, it's the next one. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And again, it's only 10 questions. So it's not going to be a whole lot. Do you all have any questions for me? I'm unsharing my screen there. Well, it was really nice meeting you, and I hope that we can have more discussions and get to know each other a little bit better. Max is an amazing kid, and he tries so hard for me, and it's a blessing to be able to teach him during his 8th grade year. Please feel free to reach out to me via email. You have my phone number. I know you texted me a couple of times, and you always say that if it's too late or if it's too like early in the morning, you're always very gracious and very patient with me, and I greatly appreciate that. If you're needing to meet up again, please, again, feel free to reach out. I am here for you whenever, you and Max, whenever necessary. I hope to see you guys soon. Well, I will see you on Wednesday. Remember to get back to me if you want to meet face to face or here on Zoom. So have a great evening. Bye.